Mr. Muhammad, it's your turn. Ask her. Say hello and ask her a question.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So honestly, I don't know her. Unfortunately, I don't know her. So the question now, who is she and where is she from? That's it.
You know her, but you don't know that
Okay.
you know her, by the way. She's a Philly teacher educator at Al Azhar, by the way.
Really?
Okay,
You're from
Miss Samah, go
Albuquerque.
ahead. Miss Samah, go ahead and introduce
No, no,
yourself.
no. You said everything. You said it. You said it.
Go
I'm
ahead.
your colleague in English teacher in Azhar. I'm a teacher educator in program of T, and I'm from Sohag.
Mm.
And I'm honored to
Yeah.
be Marwa's colleague and your colleague too. It's really an honor and a
Nice
pleasure
to meet.
to be with you here.
Okay, and
Nice.
she's one
Nice to
of
Nice
meet
the
to
you.
meet you.
brilliant, by the way, she's one of the brilliant teacher educators, by the way. She's very distinguished one.
No, it's not that
Okay?
you are the
She's very
brilliant
clever.
one, and I'm learning from you every time. I'm learning from you, my dear.
Oh my God, you're very humble, but I as well.
Oh,
Okay.
God
Okay.
bless
Thank
you
you
too.
both. Thank you both. That was a nice icebreaker to start the session. Have a look at these slides, and you have 2 minutes to think about these questions. You know, if I'm sure that you are having a powerful internet connection, I will get you into the breakout rooms, but I'm not sure that you will get into the rooms and then you will not lose the connection or be logged out of the meeting. I don't like this to happen now. So we will be having like the choral discussion in the main room. So you have 2 minutes to read the questions and think of the answers to these questions. Then raise hands if you would like to share your ideas with us. Then we're having a choral discussion. So if you read the questions, you will find that we have a number of 4 questions. The first one is, have you ever followed a course online? The second one, what did you like about it? Was there anything you didn't like about it? If you haven't followed a course online, would you like to try? Why and why not? So take your time. You have 2 minutes to think about answers to these questions and share your experience together with us. Okay. Now, are you gonna watch a video? Just answer this question. Are you gonna watch a video?
No, no,
No. Okay. Are you gonna read the questions and answer them?
yes. After
Okay. Are
two
you
minutes,
very good? Are you gonna do it alone or in pairs?
alone at first, then in a
Yes.
group.
Okay. Very good. So you're gonna think alone, and then we're gonna share our ideas together chorally or in a plenary way. So very good start. Now you have 2 minutes, as our colleague has just said.
Whose turn?
Yeah.
Whose turn? Is it mine or anybody?
Everybody is gonna think about the answers and then raise hands and share our ideas together. Okay. After the 2 minutes. So just
So the
try
2 minutes
thinking.
for reading.
Yeah.
For reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, guys, time is over. Are you ready to share your ideas? Just sharing your experience. Maybe you had a course online, you liked it, you didn't like it, you're against online learning in the first place. Just express yourselves at large here. Okay, waiting for you to brainstorm ideas. Haven't you finished that? Let me check raised hands if any. Okay, waiting for you. Are you there? Anybody to share ideas? Miss Sameh, okay, go ahead. The first hand as usual. And then Miss Tiham will do it. Yeah. Okay, so Miss Sameh, go ahead, and then Miss Tiham.
Okay, I had some courses, online courses on the internet, um, from mock open mock, for example, teaching grammar communicatively, how to teach English language as a foreign language for young learners.
Mhm.
And what did I like about this? There is a really important thing I really like about this course, especially in the self-paced one, is that give me the chance to get more information, more resources, and the most important thing is it's up to me, up to my circumstances, in my home, at home, anytime can log in or out. I have a free time to do all of this without a certain time to get in and study. This is a privilege for me to take this online course.
Wow.
Things that I didn't like about it. Sometimes I have some questions. I need to know more about something, about an issue in this topic where I'm having the training in, but I couldn't find anyone to help me in that or give me any support or guidance for this particular question I had.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay. By the way, these courses are
About
self-paced. Yeah, they are self-paced. You
yeah,
don't have like a facilitator. You don't necessarily have a
yeah.
facilitator to help you through the course. So you just
No, it's
so
all
yes,
by your own.
yes, yes. One of the advantages, as you said, is it's according to your convenience. So you did in your free time, and you can do
Yeah,
it. Yeah, you can do it. But sometimes you need a supervisor, somebody to guide you through the course. But it's okay. You do it at last, and you get the certificate. Okay, thank you. And Mr. Ham, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you too.
How are you?
Everything
Happy
is
to
okay.
be with
Thanks
you
to Allah.
today.
My honor, my pleasure.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I followed some courses online, and I think that some of the privilege of these courses online that it was good for me in order to have to be on the suitable time for me. I can attend the course without leaving my home, without being bothered in lots of transport, or whether the places could be far from me. Traveling or so it's difficult for me. But at the same time, I have some difficult points and some in disadvantage for these
Mhm.
courses online because I may have some lack of internet connections or some electricity issues that would make it hard or difficult for me to attend the session online. Also, the courses online is not good for all kinds of interaction that I can meet in face-to-face course.
Yes. So power outage is really a problem that we have been facing recently a lot. This is one of the
yes,
disadvantages of learning online. Okay, and do you prefer face-to-face sessions to online sessions or vice
Yes,
versa?
I prefer it. but at the same time, the place is some problem for me. يعني
Yeah.
it has equal advantage and disadvantage at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. So
Thank you.
now we will listen to a language teaching consultant talking about face-to-face and online learning. All we have to do is we are going to listen and number the topic items from the interview in the order in which you hear them. Number one, of course, is done for you. So number one, the first topic that they talk about in this this audio is teacher control, and we have a lot of topic items as you can see. We are gonna just listen and number the topics in the order that you hear them in the audio. Okay, so are we gonna write something? Yeah, you're gonna write the
No,
order. You're gonna write the order
uh,
of the topics as you hear them in the audio. Okay? Are you going to listen to an audio about face to face and online learning?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
now, yeah, another question. What are the kinds of questions that I'm asking you every time we do a test together? Why I'm asking you these questions? For example, last in the last task and this one, I asked you, are you gonna write something? Are you gonna watch a video? How many minutes do we have? Are you gonna do it alone or in pairs? So why am I asking you these questions and what do we call these questions?
These are CCQs.
Yeah, are they CCQs or
ICQs.
ICQs? Is it Miss
Yeah,
Amira?
ICQs.
to check our
Yeah,
understanding of the topic.
yeah, this is Miss Gheda, I guess. Welcome. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so ICQs, instruction checking questions. We ask these questions to students or even colleagues in the training sessions to check their understanding of the task I'm presenting. So they have to be yes, no questions, mostly yes, no questions, short ones, clear ones. And you ask them about the task. Are you going to do that? You ask them about the interaction pattern as well. Are you going to do it alone, in pairs, in groups? You ask them about the time as well because it's your role to determine the time for the attendees or the participants or your students. So ICQs ensure you that everything's okay, your students understand the task that they are going to do. Why is that? To do it successfully, for them to do it, okay? And it minimizes your teacher talking time because instead of repeating the instructions, you just say them once and you pose questions like these so that you get the repetition from them. You listen to the instructions again from the students, so it's it's student centered learning or teaching, okay? So now again, you're gonna listen to the audio and order the topics as you hear them. Let's do it. Just let me just. By the way, you can write the answers in the chat box. So maybe you jot down the order in a paper you have, for example, and then you write the answers in the chat box. And then you will compare your answers. I'll give you the model answers if you listened after you listen to the audio, and you will give yourselves a mark out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, out of 8. Okay, so you will, after listening, you will undertake a kind of self-correction. Okay, so let's listen now. Sorry for that. The answers. Okay, again, the answers. List. All right.
Thank you very
Okay. Did you hear that? Is it audible?
Yeah.
Very good. Let's listen
Yes.
to it. Okay. Very good. I'll show you the power. Don't worry.
much, Yanis, for agreeing to talk to us today as part of our weekly series for language teaching professionals.
My pleasure.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It can be both. Neither is necessarily better than the
Oh, sorry for that. What's wrong? Just a second. Let me check that. Yeah, stopped. Okay, I'll try to play it again. Sorry.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Yanis, for agreeing to talk to us today as part of our weekly series for language teaching professionals.
My pleasure.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It can be both. Neither is necessarily better than the other. Some students are not as motivated as others and need a lot more pushing. Some work harder if they can choose the time and the place to study.
Is flexibility one of the greatest advantages of online learning, then?
Yes, and that doesn't just mean having the flexibility to choose the time and place for study. Online students don't have to worry if they are not as fast as the others on the course. They can work at their own speed.
But what happens when you really don't understand something and there is no teacher there to ask?
It can be a problem when there is no instant response from a teacher to questions, yes. But don't forget you are often studying online in a group and the other students can sometimes be as helpful as the teacher. That's just the same as in any school classroom.
Don't students find it much more interesting to chat with each other when they are online than to work out the answers to grammar questions?
It is the teacher's job to make the tasks as stimulating as chatting so that students really want to work. But that has always been and will always be the teacher's role. Kids chat to each other in class too. And, as we all know, the older the students are, the worse that problem becomes.
What about technical problems? Isn't classroom learning far more reliable?
You can have power cuts and breakdowns, yes. But teachers do get sick too. Nothing is 100% sure. Power, electricity, is, of course, a bigger problem in some countries than in others.
Computers are not cheap. Isn't online learning out of the question for some people?
A lot of people have probably heard of e-learning, but now we have M-learning too.
M-learning is short for mobile learning. You can carry a lot of devices around with you, tablet computers, e-readers and MP3 or MP4 players, but probably the most common one for learning, not only in developed but also in developing countries, is the mobile phone. It's not usually as expensive as a computer and many children already have one. Very convenient.
Does that mean teachers may actually be asking children to switch their mobile phones on and not off in the classroom in the future?
Yes, and I'm sure the students will be happier about having them on.
Okay. Do you feel that you need to listen to it again?
For me, it's okay.
Okay. All right. So let me see the answer in the chat box, if any. So let me, yeah. You should have written the answers. The order itself. I just want to make sure that you did the task itself. If you have ordered them, it's okay. Write them in the chat box. If you wrote them in a sheet of paper or something, and you don't want to do it right in the chat box, it's okay. I'll show you the right answers, and you give yourselves a mark out of 8. But you will compare your answers to the model ones, okay? And you will give yourselves a mark out of 8, and tell me how many marks you got out of 8. Okay, so this time you will write in the chat box your mark. How many marks have you got out of 8? Okay? So have a look at the right order here. So the first topic the consultant spoke about in the audio was the teacher control. And the second one was the motivation of the students. Number 3 was flexibility. And what was number 4? I guess, yeah, learning support from the teacher. This is one point that you mentioned when we had the discussion before the audio. And number 5, learning support from other learners. And then number 6 is technical problems. Then the price. Then the what exactly? Number 8, mobility. Okay. All right. So now write your mark in the chat box. How many marks have you got out of 8? Did you get them all right? 8 out of 8, full mark? Or what exactly? This is self-correction, by the way. Instead of correcting or marking your answers, I don't see you, we're not face to face, we're online, so it's an easy way to get you to mark yourselves or your tests and write them in the chat box, right? Just the mark itself. Now let me see the marks. No marks? Nobody answered. Somebody is writing in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, 6. Okay. I'm gonna ask you, and this is one way that you do with the students as well. You got 6. What was the most challenging ones, or the ones that you did wrong, or didn't do right? And 5 out of 8. So you just tell me about the points that you didn't hear well. Okay. Go ahead if you want to answer or comment on that. What was the most challenging point? You didn't hear the point itself. It wasn't clear for you.
I didn't concentrate at the first of the audio, and so I missed some point. And I think it was they were talking somehow quickly, and so I couldn't
Yes,
get all
yes,
of.
yes. Yes, but when I share the audio later on, you slower it a little bit at the pace that you like, the speed that is suitable for you, and then you can listen to it many times. This is how you make the best out of it and you benefit from it. Okay, so you have to listen to it as many times as you can, even after the session, because I'm gonna put you share this material on the WhatsApp group as you like if you are members in the group. Okay, and you can listen to the audio as many times as you can, study the linguistic areas, the vocabulary items, not only the ideas, maybe some expressions. This is how you train the listening skill, acquire the language, and even imitate them if you just try to record yourself reproducing the content that you have listened to. And this is again the shadowing technique to improve your English. Okay, so very good. Let's move on to that podcast. Okay. So this podcast comparing two modes of learning, the face-to-face learning and the online learning. And of course, every type of these, as you said, is having a kind of advantages and disadvantages, merits and demerits. Okay. So, we're gonna listen to part of the podcast because the podcast is really long. It's 20 minutes. And it's boring for us to keep listening to this content online. You can listen to it later on at your pace, at your convenience, in your free time, I mean. So now we're going to listen to just part of it. But why are we going to listen? I want you to jot down or note down, write down as many adjectives you hear as you can. Okay, and get the ideas as well because they will speak about things that we have tackled before this podcast. But just watch or listen to the podcast and write down as many adjectives as you can. Okay? Because we're going to use them later in the following task. So now, are you going to listen to a podcast about the two modes of learning? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to listen to whole of it or just part of it?
Just part of it.
Very good. Are you going to jot down or write down the adjectives that you
Yeah.
hear from the podcast? Very
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, very good. Okay, so let's start listening to part of it.
Hello and welcome to Teaching English with the British Council, a podcast in which we try and provide solutions to some of the key questions being asked by English teachers around the world.
Teaching
English
with the British Council.
I'm your host, Chris Soughton. In each episode, we address one such question and attempt to answer it in two ways.
Teaching English with the British Council.
In the first part of each episode, we hear from a British Council project, programme or publication about something which is being done to address this issue. Across the 10 episodes of the series, we hear from teachers, trainers and researchers in a wide range of contexts, including India, Lebanon, Uruguay and South Africa.
Teaching
English
with the British Council.
In the second part, a leading English expert and practitioner will provide practical solutions which you can immediately try out wherever you work. Each episode of Teaching English is accompanied by a full transcript and show notes. These show notes provide additional information, a glossary of key words, and links to relevant websites.
Teaching English with the British Council.
This is episode 10. How can me and my colleagues support each other?
Welcome to episode 10 of Teaching English with the British Council, in which we will try to answer the question, how can me and my colleagues support each other? The last 2 or 3 years have been very challenging for the entire world. Within the field of education, teachers have faced challenges which they have never faced before and had to adapt accordingly. For some, this has been an extremely lonely and isolating process. Professional relationships have either not existed or taken place only through a phone or computer screen. And many teachers have discovered or rediscovered the importance of having strong relationships with their colleagues and through teacher networks. One such network, which brings together thousands of teachers across the world, is the British Council's Teaching English website, www.teachingenglish.org.uk, which contains hundreds of high-quality resources to help you in the classroom, as well as articles, videos, publications and courses to help you with your continuing professional development as a teacher or teacher educator. Teacher associations, organisations and groups come in many different shapes and sizes, national and local, formal and informal, face-to-face and online. In this episode's Field Report, we hear from 3 teacher networks across the world about how they bring together and support teachers in a wide range of different ways.
Hi, my name is Carrie Johnson. I am the president of Wisconsin TESOL, which stands for Wisconsin Teachers of English to Speakers of Other Languages. Our organization provides professional development opportunities and a network for educators of English learners and multilingual students of all levels and ages around the state of Wisconsin, which is located in the Midwest region of the United States. In addition, we support educators by frequently sharing resources and teaching ideas. We also have a new teacher mentor program, a writing and art contest for multilingual students, and we provide advocacy resources for our members. As our members live hours away from each other and cannot always travel to a central location for a larger conference, this year our organization is focusing on providing more regional conferences and mini workshops. These workshops have a swap shop theme where every educator brings 1 or 2 resources or ideas and shares them with the other participants. Then everyone leaves with several new resources to help their students. I love being a member of Wisconsin TESOL as I am connected to other professionals who have like-minded goals and a passion for working with multilingual learners. In my teaching position, I am the only English language specialist in my school, and it can be an isolating feeling. With Wisconsin TESOL, I am never alone and have other members to connect and network with. Educators should join a teacher association as it is a fantastic way to engage in professional development opportunities, learn new information, collaborate with others, make connections with those in similar situations, and build lifelong friendships with other educators.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Diaz Maggioli, and I am the president of IATEFL, the International Association of Teachers of English as a Foreign Language. IATEFL is a thriving international community of English language teachers with over 4,000 members in more than 130 countries throughout the world. Our offices are based in the UK, where we are a registered UK charity and are subject to UK charity and company law in order to carry out our mission. We have a large network of over 150 volunteers, which include 8 trustees, 5 executive committees, working parties, and committees for each of the 16 special interest groups. We also have an office staff of 9 people who handle membership, finances, special interest groups activities, newsletters, mailings, and the conference. Our activities and administration are supported financially by membership subscriptions, by our annual international conference surpluses, sponsorship, advertising, and donations. We run weekly free webinars on various topics in English language teaching, and we have recently successfully launched a series of short, synchronous, online specialist courses, conveniently priced to be affordable to almost every teacher around the world. Now we are looking forward to our 55th International Conference to be held face-to-face in the beautiful city of Belfast in May 2022. If you ask me why I belong to this organization, well, ever since I became a teacher back in 1985, I have counted on the support of this association as a source of further learning, of inspiration, and also, more importantly, as a space for personal and professional growth. Because the association is so international, being a member and actively participating in the many activities has allowed me to develop a truly international personal learning network of like-minded colleagues who support one another in their development. That is why I consider that IATEFL is the quintessential English language teacher association for teachers to join. Whether you are a new teacher or a seasoned professional, whether you're a teacher trainer, an administrator, a researcher, any role you take in our profession, you can always find opportunities for support within IATEFL. There's also sources of inspiration, of further professional development, and there are myriad ways of connecting and supporting colleagues around the world.
Okay, that's enough because I told you the podcast is really long. So I hope that you have jotted down as many adjectives as you could. So please now share your adjectives in the chat box, or even your, or if you would like to do that, raise your hand and speak. Okay, if you would like to share the adjectives that you got out of the podcast, just do that. Go ahead. Let me check the chat box if you wrote any. Okay, waiting for your answers to keep coming in really fast.
Can I share?
Of course, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I have listened to interesting, practical, challenging, entire, lonely, isolating, strong, high, local, national, formal, informal, different, professional, specialist, alone, fantastic, international, portable, active, personal.
Wow. That's a huge number.
Wow.
Really, wow, yeah. She deserves a
you.
big wow. You're very
Thank you,
good.
Miss Marwa.
Okay, you didn't leave anything for others. But I still have some, by the way. But I'll not tell you about them till after you
Okay.
say, of course. Till after you finish your adjectives. So anybody else? I can see here in the chat box, Missy Ham wrote, strong, different, high quality, um, wide range, formal, informal, and Missy Ham is writing, okay, I'll not tell you about my adjectives. Additional, very good. What else? All right. Beautiful, very good. What else? We're going to use these adjectives right now in another task. Convenient, wow. Convenient is the same as appropriate or suitable. Okay. I'll tell you about mine. So I heard the speaker say, like-minded colleagues. I mean, the colleagues who are like me in the mind, in the thinking. So we call them like-minded. I can see that our colleague, Miss Asma, it's a pleasure having you first. So you wrote inspirational, wonderful. It has to do with inspiration, inspire, yulhim. And Missy Ham wrote fantastic, great. And let me tell you about my the adjective that I hear the speaker say, synchronous. What is synchronous and asynchronous? What's the meaning of the word synchronous?
Can you spell it?
Synchronous. 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 Let me ask you questions to clarify the meaning. Is this adjective, or does it mean that the teacher and the students are there online at the same time of the teaching learning process? Hmm. We have the word synchronous and the opposite one, which is asynchronous. So in the word synchronous, are the teacher and the students there at the same time online together? Think.
Maybe no.
No, yes, it's yes. So when you say synchronous online teaching, this means that the students and teachers are there in the session together at the same time. They exist at the same time together online. So this teaching or learning is called synchronous. Synchronous. When you, for example, after the session assign the students some tasks to do online as well, but you are not there with them when they do the task. So this is called asynchronous. Asynchronous, you just add the A to the word synchronous to be part of the word. This is the opposite of the word synchronous. So synchronous online learning means that you, the teacher, and the students are there at the same time online together as me. This session is synchronous now because I'm here. I'm the trainer. I'm, of course, your colleague. We're learning from one another, but I'm here, the moderator of the session. So the moderator of the session and the attendees are there at the same time online. So this is synchronous. This happening synchronously. I mean, at the same time online, okay? And when it's asynchronous, when I go to the WhatsApp group and I share the PowerPoint and ask you to do a task for assignment, for example, so and you share the answers with me on the WhatsApp, but I'm not there at the same time. Maybe I look at the answers at my convenience whenever I'm free, but not necessarily that we're together. This is asynchronous or this happens asynchronously. Okay, so please check this wonderful adjective. And I heard also, I really like these two adjectives, the like-minded colleagues or and the word synchronous. Wonderful adjectives. Okay. Yeah, Miss Esma wrote the answer earlier. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Learning happen at the same time, the teacher and the students. Very good. I really knew that you knew it. Okay, so now let's move on to the next task we have after the podcast. This is the language analysis. So, okay, can you see the screen? Guys, just
Yes,
mute
it's fine.
yourselves because okay, I just think that you are having a little bit of a background noise, okay? So not to hinder the flow of the session, just mute yourselves. If you need to comment or answer or anything, just raise your hands and it's okay. So now I want you to work not in groups because I'm not getting you into the breakout rooms. I'm not sure if you're having powerful connection. No, you're gonna work together. We're gonna work together. Everybody alone, then sharing the answers as usual. So I want you to look at this chart. We have three columns here. The adjective type. So for example, some adjectives of these are with one syllable. So you give examples of this kind of adjectives here. And then the rule when this adjective is used in the comparative and superlative form. So this is the main focus here. This is the grammatical point that we get out of the podcast. Okay, so we listened. So this is the listening skill. We acquired a little bit of the language, and then we are going to have this analysis having to do with grammar. The adjectives, when we turn them into a form, the comparative form or the superlative form. So here, look at the adjectives. Write the types of the adjectives. And then write the rule that we use them when we turn them in the comparative or the superlative form. You have 2 minutes for that, and then we're going to discuss together examples and the rule and everything. So I just tell you about the types. Some adjectives are composed of one syllable, right? Some of them are made up of two syllables. Others are more than two syllables. So you just write the type, then the examples, adjectives, I mean, and the rule when they are into the comparative and superlative 4. 2 minutes for that. Go ahead. Are you gonna watch a video? ICQs again.
No.
Okay. Are you gonna fill in the chart on the screen?
Yeah.
I'm dictating you the answer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. How many minutes do you have for this task?
2 minutes.
Very good. Go ahead. We're having a lot of flies here.
The screen, please, Miss Marwa again.
Okay, of course. Yeah, sorry for that. Sure. Okay, not to keep you for long, alone, feeling isolated online. Okay, let's do it together. So here, the first one, let me just make it on the slideshow mode. All right, so here, the first one, adjectives with one syllable. Who's gonna tell me about examples of adjectives with one syllable? Go ahead. Anybody? Yeah. Me, you're raising hands.
Okay.
Are you breaking? I think your voice is breaking up. You're lagging.
Clear?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, for one syllable adjectives, big, bad, old, happy,
Okay.
hard, great.
Yeah. Very good. And what is the word? What is the rule when we turn it into the comparative and superlative form?
Please, Miss Marwa, please.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay.
I can't hear you. Am I the one having the problem or you?
I can't have the thing in the screen. What is the task? The screen is empty in front of me.
Okay, just a second. Guys, can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it is
so
visible, yeah.
Okay,
I
so
can
my colleague, yeah, you're having a problem with the internet. You can log out and log into the session again. Okay, and check the powerful connection, the connection. Maybe something wrong with the connection you have. Okay,
okay.
just try to log out and log
Okay.
into again. All right?
Okay.
May I,
All right. Sorry?
may I continue saying the rule or
Of
you
course,
choose
go ahead.
someone else?
No, just go ahead. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead before you try to log out. Okay. Mhm.
Okay. For comparative, we add er at the end of the adjective, and then followed by than, like bigger than, older than. For the superlative, we add est and we add the before the adjective. For example, the biggest, the oldest. Um, and
Yes.
shall I continue?
Okay,
Okay,
no, that's enough.
if the adjective.
Mhm.
Okay, thank
If
you.
the same type, okay. Of some exceptions on the same type, it's okay. Go ahead if you want to complete that.
Yeah,
But the same type, yeah.
if, if the adjective is ended in y, like happy, we change, we add ier, we remove the y. And the same and the superlative, we remove the y and make it iest.
Okay, is it the one syllable or two syllables?
Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, happy, no, happy, two syllables.
Okay, so yeah, so that's enough with one syllable only. When we speak about two syllables, we're gonna do that. But thank you, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. How about the second type, adjectives with two syllables? If you have written that, our colleagues, let me check raised hands. Okay, who's talking? Mr. Ahmed Abdel don't worry, it's a great pleasure having you, my colleague. Thank you. All right. So, guys, let me check raised hands if you want to share type of adjectives having to do or made up of. So, Miss Ghaida, I can see that you're having your hands up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Go ahead.
There was exceptions in the first rule. We have bad and good.
Yeah.
They are irregular adjectives. We turn bad when it's a comparative into worse. Worse, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes worse than, and at the superlative adjective, it will become the worst. Okay, so we memorize it like it is. For
Yes.
good, we turn it into better than, and the superlative one will be the best. These are
Excellent. Thank
irregular
you.
verbs with one syllable.
Okay.
Uh,
Irregular adjectives. Very good. Thank you.
yeah, sorry, irregular adjectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. And how about the adjectives with two syllables?
You
Who
wanna
wants to
me?
share?
Okay.
Let me, okay. If nobody raises hands, you can. I can see that our colleague Miss Him. Okay. Go ahead, Miss Him. Thank you, Miss Ghaida.
It's my pleasure.
Yes,
Okay.
I'd like to add for one syllable adjectives, I'd like to add in the adjective like big, if it is ended in a consonant preceded by a vowel, we double the consonant to make it
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. To double it. Yeah. Before you
G.
add the er syllable or the est syllable. Excellent. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. And how
Yes.
about? Thank you.
Thank
Let me check raised hands. I can see that our colleagues. Um, who's raising hands? Miss Amani, go ahead. Miss Amani Muhammad, go ahead. Unmute and speak immediately. Are you there? Okay, maybe you're having a problem. And okay, you can see Miss Ghaida raising hands. Miss Hiba, Miss Hiba, let have let me just give her the floor. Miss Hiba, you're raising your hand. Go ahead.
Okay, the adjectives with two syllables, we have happy, helpful, common.
Yeah.
Okay, these adjectives about the adjective happy, we omit a y and change it with I, and then we add er for comparative, and for superlative we add ist. But about helpful and common, we use more and most and more than. For the
Very good.
comparative, we use the more than, more helpful than, and for the superlative, we use the most helpful and so on.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, guys, here is the rule. I just want to have a kind of discussion about it, examples, and the rule itself, and then we come up with the sentences together, not to keep you long for that. So, as you said, the adjectives with one syllable, like the word old, we add the er syllable or the est syllable in the comparative and superlative form. Okay, and the adjectives with one syllable ending in a single consonant preceded by one single vowel sound, like the word big, you just double the last letter and add the er syllable or the est syllable. So this is as you just said. You have just said that. And concerning the adjectives with two or more syllables, like the word difficult, it's two syllables, by the way. So you just put more or most in front of the adjective. So more difficult than or the most difficult. Can you give me an example of that? Example sentence. Whoever wants to share, just unmute and speak immediately. The first one. Yeah.
Speaking English is more difficult than listening to it.
Very good. Yes, that's it actually. Yeah, I agree with you. So speaking English is more difficult than listening to it. Excellent. And the adjectives with two syllables ending in Y, so two syllables but ending in Y, like easy, happy, okay? We change the Y into I and we add the ER or the EST. So it becomes happier than or the happiest. Okay, easier than or the easiest. Can you just give me two example sentences using the words happy and easy in comparative and superlative forms? Think of examples. That's why we study the language, to use them in meaningful context for communication, not for anything else, not for the exam, for example. Okay, it's normal to take your time before you answer the questions, of course. Take your time and then share.
Raise hands or just unmute ourselves?
Unmute and say immediately because I don't see many raised hands here.
Okay. For happy, I can say practicing English makes me happier than writing it, just like writing it only. You can
Okay,
use
very
this.
good. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And also for the sublative one, for happy, I can say I'm the happiest one now to join Mrs. Marwa's session.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you. All right.
All about
Okay.
English.
Yeah, it's all about it, English. We came here to brush up on our knowledge in English. Okay, so that's enough. Let's listen to somebody. Another new hand, maybe. We have Miss Hiba. Go ahead.
Okay, about the adjective easy, easier, or the easiest, we can say using AI in teaching English uh, make teaching easier than the old one, or make easier than using the traditional teaching.
Yes, I can't agree more. Very, very good example. Yeah, and maybe the superlative for it.
Using the same adjective, you mean?
Yeah, easy, the easiest. Yeah, the easiest. The easiest way to do that is blah 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 or so and so, like that.
Okay, we can say the easiest way to make cookies is to follow the recipe as it is written.
Yeah, or maybe as it is shown in the video. This is what I do. Okay. It was on the tip of my tongue, I swear. Okay, thank you so much. And the last one we have here, the irregular comparative and superlative, like good and bad, and you have already mentioned that before. Good, better, best, bad, worse, the worst. Very good. Thank you. You're doing a great job. So let's move into the next part of the presentation. Let me just refresh it because it sounds like it's frozen. All right. Doesn't want to move. Just wait a little bit for it. Okay, no worries. Let's use that. All right. So now, time for practice. I'd like you to have a look at these sentences. We are having a number of 10 sentences here. Some of them are correct, others are incorrect. So correct the ones that are incorrect. You have 3 minutes to do this task, and then, of course, you're going to do that individually. Okay? But you can write the corrections in the chat box if you would like to. And I'll show you after the 3 minutes, I'll show you the model answers, and you're going to compare your answers to the model ones. This is self correction, and you will share your score in the chat box. So you will tell me how many marks have you got out of 8, out of 10. Okay, so the task is read the sentences, correct the mistakes if any, share your answers in the chat box. You have 3 minutes for that. I have used short kinds of instructions like chunks or simple sentences, short ones. Read the sentences, correct the mistakes if any, work alone, share your answers in the chat box. You have 3 minutes. Now, time for the ICQs. Are you gonna write something? Another question.
Yes. On the chat, right? On the
Let
chat
me be
box.
Okay, let me be more specific. Are you gonna read the sentences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you gonna correct the ones that are incorrect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many minutes do you have for that?
3 minutes.
Very good. Are you gonna work alone or in groups?
Alone.
Excellent. Okay, and what are these questions that I have been asking you?
Mistakes in the grammar of the adjectives.
What are the kinds of questions that I'm asking you right now, or I have asked you a while
Thank
ago?
you.
You have just said them.
ICQ.
ICQs. Excellent. The instruction checking questions. Excellent. Yeah. Now go ahead and do the task. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead. Just a second. Don't worry. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I don't like it when you feel isolated online. So let's get together now. Time is over and back to the discussion now. Have you
Okay, so
finished? Okay, just waiting for you. All right. So have a look at this one. We're gonna just correct the ones that are incorrect. So number 4 is correct. For example, it's far easier to teach in a well-equipped classroom. Okay, so this one is correct. You don't need to correct it. And number 6, the wider the activity of tools and techniques the teacher uses, the better. The wider, I like this structure, it's very advanced level. The wider the activity of tools and techniques the teacher uses, the better. Guys, yeah, okay. Mute yourselves if you're having some background noise or something. Okay, so number 10, that's the least of my problems. That's the least of my problems. This one is correct. So let's have a look at the ones that need to be corrected. Number 1, who wants to read it and correct it, please?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, unmute and speak immediately.
It's much more hard to read a text on a screen than on paper.
Yeah,
It is harder to read a text on a screen than on a paper.
so you will delete or omit which word?
Much more and more.
Much more? The two? Or more only? Sorry? Just tell me. You will omit much more, both of them, or just more? I can't hear you. It sounds like we lost you or something.
Much more.
Much more together. You will omit them, delete them together, both of them. Oh, you seem to be lagging. You're breaking up, so I can't hear you well. Okay, guys, can you share that?
Much harder. We should omit more, only more.
Very good. That's it. So it's much harder to read a text on a screen than on paper. Okay, you just delete or omit the word more, but you can use much with comparative adjectives to add more stress or strength to the meaning. Okay? Okay, number 2. Mobile phones with internet connection are so useful as computers in the language classroom. Are so useful, so useful. Can you just mute yourselves, guys? It sounds like you are having some background noise, something. Yeah. Okay, mobile phones with internet connection are so useful as computers in the language classroom. This is incorrect. Are so useful as computers. Mobile phones with internet connection are so useful as computers in the language classroom. It sounds like the speaker wants to say that they are equal in that. So when we say equal, so useful as or something else, or maybe if you want to turn it into comparative, how to use it, how to, yeah, of course, share, of course, mute yourself, unmute yourself and
Just
speak.
you put the adjective between as, so it will be are as useful as computers in the language classroom.
Okay, so it seems the meaning is mobile phones are the same as the language as the same as or exactly useful as computers in the language classroom. They are equal in that. No, but nothing is more than the other in the usefulness. Okay, so the third one, how big is the group? how much more difficult is it to do speaking activities? How big is the group? How much more difficult is it to do speaking activities? By the way, this activity is advanced, so you have to think carefully about it. It takes time, I know. How big is the group?
I think
Mhm.
I think we should omit also more how much difficult.
Okay,
It is.
so yes, yes, because it doesn't compare it to something else here. It doesn't seem that there is a comparison between two groups, for example, or two types of students, for example, or two types of speaking activities. No, how big is the group and how much difficult is it to do speaking activities? Just normal questions with no comparison or superlative forms. Okay, all right. What about number 5? The last technology is not always the best in all teaching contexts. The last technology is not always the best in
Number
all.
4 is correct. Number 4
Yeah,
is
number 4
correct.
is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's far easier to teach in a well-equipped classroom. Yeah. Number 5 is incorrect. Why is that? The last technology, the last technology.
The last is.
Okay, the latest, or sometimes they say the latest technology means the most modern technology. Okay, so yes, very good. And number 7, normally no products on the market are most expensive ones.
The most.
Yeah, excellent. The most expensive ones. When we see most expensive, we add the
Yeah.
before the most and the expensive. All right, the most expensive ones. Okay, and number 8, learning a language nowadays is very difficult, as in the past. Learning a language nowadays is very different, as in the past. Nowadays is different as in the past. So it's nowadays different and in the past was different as well. So both were different.
Again, please, Miss Marwa.
Learning,
Question
number
again.
8. Okay, number 8. Learning a language nowadays is very different as in the past. So how come it's that learning a language nowadays is different from something we don't know which is this thing, and it's different, and in the past was different as well? How come? This is not logical. So this sentence need to be restructured.
Different from the best.
More different
Okay.
than. More different
Okay,
than.
if you say, just a second, if you say learning a language nowadays is very different from in the past, okay,
No,
it's
different
correct.
from the best only.
Okay, or different from the past, or learning a language in the past, it's okay. What if you do it another way? Do you have any other suggestions?
More different than.
More different than in the past?
Yeah.
More different? Okay, I feel that it would be better if we say is different from the past or different from in the past. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay,
This about
what about number 9?
okay, no problem.
Guys, you're having a little bit of some technical noise. Some technical noise. It's the sound of the device itself is making a little bit of noise. Okay, so I'm sorry for that. Just mute yourselves. Okay, number 9, the old model has far less features than the new one. The old model has far less features than the new one.
The oldest.
Think again.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Okay, thank you.
there is something that needs to be corrected here. But it's hidden. It's a little bit hidden in the. It has to do with the countable nouns and the uncountable nouns, and what's the word that comes with the countable nouns, and which
This
one
with
comes with.
uncountable.
Yeah.
This
So
comes
the
with
word
uncountable
features.
features. Is count.
Yes. So features is a plural noun, a countable
Yes.
noun having the s. It's a regular, a plural. So it's countable. So do we say less or something else in the comparative form?
Fewer.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes.
That's it. Yes, fewer features. Fewer features, because features is a regular plural and it's accountable now. Very good. Okay, I hope you benefited from this activity. Just mute yourselves. No, no, no. You're having some device technical background noise. Just mute yourselves. Now let's move into the stress, the pronunciation features. So some area of the language that is really important because it has to do with the fluency. Part of your fluency in the speaking skill is to manage the pronunciation, to have a good and excellent command of the pronunciation. Okay, so this is how the language looks. So as if you're having your look. See my look, for example, it's elegant, it's cute. Do you like it? So this is again similar to the language. The pronunciation is very important as well. I'm not saying that the accent is important. I'm saying that the correct pronunciation is important. And one of the features of the pronunciation is the stress. The stress. What's the meaning of the stress? It's a common word that we hear a lot. If you are not teachers, you are not specialized in the field, you will maybe wonder, what is stress? I hear this word a lot. So now watch this video and write down a definition or something that you got from the video about what is the stress in the first place. So watch the video, write something about the stress or a sentence that you can use to clarify the stress or what the stress is. Okay, we are here speaking about the sentence stress. The sentence stress. Okay, are you gonna listen to an
Yeah.
audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you will watch a video. Okay, you will watch a video. Okay, is it about word stress, the stress of words, or the sentence stress?
Sentence stress.
Okay,
Sentence stress.
because it differs. I will tell you about it later. Okay, so let's start.
Will make a big difference to your English.
Means you pronounce these syllables.
Just a second.
What is stress?
Guys, can you hear that? Is it audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just mute yourselves and listen to it. Okay.
Stress means that you pronounce some syllables more strongly than others. More strongly means you pronounce these syllables more loudly, more clearly, and more slowly.
Pronouncing sentence stress correctly will make a big difference to your English pronunciation. You'll immediately sound clearer and more natural when you speak English. Let's start by looking at sentence stress in more detail.
Look at a sentence. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? In this sentence, there are two kinds of words. Let's call them content words and grammar words.
Content words give you the meaning of the sentence. The content words here are go, coffee, this, and afternoon. If you don't hear these words, you won't understand the sentence. Grammar words don't carry meaning. They're grammatically necessary. They connect the content words together.
Think about it this way. If someone comes up to you and says, "Go coffee this afternoon," you can understand what they mean, even if it sounds a bit weird. So, why are we talking about this? Aren't we supposed to be talking about sentence stress?
The difference between content words and grammar words is the foundation of sentence stress. Content words are usually stressed, and grammar words are usually unstressed. Listen and try and hear the stress. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon?
Listen again. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? Can you read the sentence with the stress? Repeat after me. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon?
Do it one more time. How about we go for a coffee this afternoon? Let's look at one more example sentence. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one. Which words do you think are content words and which words are grammar words? Before you answer, you should know one important point. Sentence stress is flexible, and the line between content words and grammar words isn't fixed. So the answers we show you are just the most probable ones. There are other possibilities. So, think about your sentence and which words you think are content words or grammar words. Pause the video if you want more thinking time.
Ready? Here's our suggestion. Again, think about it like this. If you hear the content words, you can understand the meaning of the sentence. Phone broken, going buy new one. If you hear only the grammar words, it doesn't make any sense at all. My, so, I'm, to, By the way, this idea can also really help your English listening. You can see that you don't need to hear every word to understand the meaning of a sentence. If you focus on listening to the stressed words, you can understand someone's meaning, even if you don't hear the unstressed grammar words. Anyway, let's practice this sentence. Can you say the sentence with the stress? Repeat after me. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one.
Try once more. My phone's broken, so I'm going to buy a new one. Okay, now you know the basics about sentence stress. Let's see what you can do. Look at 3 sentences. Could you get some bread from the bakery on your way here? I heard that the weather's going to be bad tomorrow. He has no idea what he wants to do after he graduates.
Okay, guys, have you listened to that? This is the practice. We have 3 sentences here. So, first of all, before we listen to the answer, I'll get you to listen to the answer, don't worry, concerning these 3 sentences. Just tell me first, what did you hear the speaker say about the meaning of the word stress? What it means when you stress some words? You say it's how?
Stronger than the other words.
Stronger, higher. Okay, very good. Yeah, you stress them, you highlight some words, you emphasize, yeah, louder, stronger, louder. Very good, excellent. Okay, and okay, let's look at, yes, more clearly. Some words are said or pronounced or spoken more clearly than others. Excellent. Okay, so
it can be the melody of some words.
the melody.
This is
Okay, it has to do with this is intonation. The melody will get you to the intonation. When I'm happy, I say it some way, and when I'm angry, I say it another way. And when I'm sad or over cloud night, for example, very happy, I say it differently. So this is intonation. When you have a melody, your voice coming up and down. Okay, but when we say stress, you say some words, specific words, higher, louder, stronger. Okay, so now the first sentence. Can you just think about it? Can you underline? Can you underline the content words? Stress the content words and leave the grammar words unstressed. Can you tell me what are the words that are going to be stressed, which are the content words in this sentence or this question? Could you get some bread from the bakery on your way here? What are the words that we are going to stress?
May share.
Of course.
okay. The first one could get bread, bakery, way here.
You will, so just a second, you will stress the word could?
No. Get some bread.
Could is an auxiliary verb. Could is an auxiliary verb. It's a grammar word, by the way.
Get some bread.
Grammar. Okay. Get
bakery. Way here.
Your way.
Your way.
Your is a pronoun. It's a grammar word. So
get bread.
Try again. Say it again. Get.
Get some bread.
You will stress the
Bakery.
word the some. Okay.
Bakery way here.
Way here. Okay. Okay, by the way, I will listen to the model answer. Don't worry, the content words and the grammar words. But let's move to the other one. Let's move to the second one. I hear that the weather is going to be bad tomorrow. Which words are the content words that you're going to stress and which ones you're going to leave unstressed? The second one. I didn't say the correct answer, the first one. You will listen to it on the video. Don't worry.
And the second one, may I share?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. Heard, weather, bad, these are the content words. They are going to be stressed.
Okay. I'm not saying yes or no, but you're doing a great job. Heard, weather, bad. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. 3 words here. Heard, weather, bad. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind because you are going to compare the answers. Okay, and the third one, how will you stress the content words and leave the grammar words unstressed? Please, you have technical background noise, so just mute yourself. Okay, so he has no idea what he wants to do after he graduates. What are the content words that you're gonna stress, and what are the unstressed words, the grammar words that you are not gonna stress? You will leave them unstressed. Just think a little bit. The content words are the words that convey meaning, okay? The grammar words are put for the sake of grammar, for adding tense or uh, pronouns or prepositions, articles, things to add strings to some adjectives. Okay, so these are the grammar words and these are unstressed words. Okay, so think again about the third one. Which words to stress here?
Can I share?
Of course, go ahead.
Idea wants, do after, graduates.
Okay, idea wants, graduates.
Yes.
Okay, any other answers? Any other different answers from this?
No idea.
Should have
After
no.
graduate.
Okay, mute yourselves. Mute yourselves now. And let's listen to the model answer. Okay, let's listen to the model answer.
So, first of all, pause the video and find the stress words in these 3 sentences. Take as much time as you need and start again when you're ready. Okay, let's look at our suggested answers. Remember that other answers are possible. Next, let's try reading the sentences together. Repeat after me and pay attention to the stress. Could you get some bread from the bakery on your way here?
Try it once more. Could you get some bread from the bakery on your way here?
Let's do the next one. I heard that the weather's going to be bad tomorrow.
One more time. I heard that the weather's going to be bad tomorrow.
Let's try the third sentence. He has no idea what he wants to do after he graduates.
Again, he has no idea what he wants to do after he graduates. How was that? Easy? Difficult? Remember that you can go back and review this section as many. He has no idea what he weather's going to be bad tomorrow.
Okay, now, what was different from your answers? Do you remember your answers and the correct ones?
Add some and could and I shouldn't add them.
Okay, so yeah, so the word get, it's a verb, and the word bread, a noun, again a content word, bakery, way, here he needs to use it because it conveys meaning, because here is different from there. He stresses the place where okay. So yeah, when you are coming here, okay, coming from somewhere, so you're in your way here, where I am, or where I'm speaking, for example. So the second one, how was your answer? What do you remember about it? I remember that you said here's, weather's bad, and he said
Yes.
tomorrow as well. He needed tomorrow to add a little bit of the time. Okay. And the third one, no idea what. You said idea only, so no idea what. He wants, the verb wants, do after graduates. To do after graduates. So do after graduates. Okay. Of course, I'm gonna share the video with you on the WhatsApp group. Just mute yourselves and you will listen to the whole video. We just stopped at that point because this is our concern for today. Let's move on to something else if you're free to do that. Are you ready? So this is sentence stress. Let's read it together. Sentence stress in English is the way a speaker highlights certain words in each sentence. It helps the listener focus on important parts and understand the speaker's meaning. Stress is achieved the same way in a sentence as it is in a word. This may be by making the stressed syllable longer, louder, or a different pitch. Pitch means the when I make my voice louder than the other parts of the sentence or the same word. Okay. So stress is a useful way of knowing what is important in a sentence. It gives the listener clues to listen to parts of the sentence which are more important. And let me tell you something other than this. In English, the foreigners say it's a stupid language where you have the rule and 100 exceptions. How come? We told you that, for example, in the sentence stress, you stress the content words, right? Yeah, because they convey meaning. And you leave the unstressed words unstressed, or I mean, the grammar words, you leave them unstressed. Okay, this is the rule. But if you have another purpose, for example, I'm happy, I want to stress something. So I will say, I am, or I am happy. I am happy. I am the one who is happy, not you. I am happy. So the word I is a pronoun. It's a grammar word. And according to the rule, you don't stress it. But I, in this very sentence, I meant to stress it. Why? To tell you that I am the one who is happy, not anybody else, not my sister, not my mother, not Hiba. For example, I am happy. I am happy. So why did I do that? Because I'm having a purpose. I'm having a message to convey. So if you have a message to convey, you just break the rule. So break the rule and you have purpose, and you proceed to stress whatever words you like, because it's you are the one who wants to convey the message. So you stress the words that you feel are important to you because you are the speaker. Okay. So for example, Mona has got married. So she got married, right? If I say she got married, she got married. You will stress got married. This is the verb, and you leave the word she, right? Okay. But what if you just stress the pronoun she got married, and you leave the verb, the main word here, the content word, you leave it unstressed, and you stress the pronoun. What are the likely reasons for that? Try to imagine. She got married. I should have said she got married. So this is according to the rule, but we broke the rule. Why? What is the purpose here of the speaker? Try to imagine messages.
He wonders that she's finally married, and maybe she was refusing all the demands for marriage.
Of course.
And so,
Yeah, this is one wonderful, yes, wonderful suggestion here. Maybe she was against marriage. She didn't have this principle or believe in the success of marriage or this experience. She didn't want to go into or to undergo this experience one day, and she was against it altogether. But when she loved somebody, she went and got married to that body, to that person. Sorry, to that person. So she got married. So she wasn't expected to be the one who will be or who will be married one day or who will get married, you know. So you stress the word that you feel important. So we have the rule in English and we have 100 exceptions as the experts or the linguists say of the English language. Okay. Now, okay. I want you, yeah, I want you to reflect on the content of today's session, to write some one word, one expression, one rule that you got from today's session, one area that you good, how you liked about it, how, what went right, what went wrong. Write anything, the reflection. I mean, rethink about the content that we have studied in today's session. And of course, we haven't finished the module. We will be having another session for that. Inshallah, I'm gonna assign that on the WhatsApp group and tell you about it. Don't worry beforehand. So now write something in a chat box. Rethink about things that you learned today. What resonated with you? What are your takeaways? Even if it's just one word, one sentence, one area, one piece of information about the stress, for example, one thing that you suggest to improve the session for next time. Okay, so 2 minutes for this, and then we will say thank you and goodbye. But before this, reflection is very important. I'm waiting for your reflection on WhatsApp. Let me check the chat box.
On the WhatsApp group or here, Miss Marwa? We will do both.
Here, yeah, here on the chat box. I just need it before you. But some people are not on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so just write your reflection on the session in the WhatsApp in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ms. Ghaida. That's really thoughtful of you. Interesting and amazing, actually. You know what we need, actually. Okay, we're just learners of a language. We learn from one another and share what we have. I will share the content of the session on the WhatsApp group. Don't worry to listen to the audios many times and watch the videos and the podcast. Okay, and by the way, I'll put you. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? For the case of the stress, how we deal with this problem? For us as a teacher, we face this problem. Actually, we don't define the stress. Where is it, or with it's confusing. Actually, even in the word itself, when you ask you where the stress in the word itself, it's confusing.
Okay,
Okay,
just a
and we
second.
face.
Okay. Yeah. I understand that. Okay, for words, before you pronounce the word, you just look it up in the dictionary and listen to it. Even the British pronunciation, the American pronunciation, okay, to get acquainted with both, because it's very important to be acquainted with both. Sometimes some students go get private lessons and they come to say, "No, teacher, no, somebody else told us in the private lesson that it's pronounced blah blah blah." And it's different from the one that you said. And you tell them, "No, what I said is the most correct one, or the more correct one, for example, is more correct, or it's the correct one in the first place." But you have to be acquainted as a teacher. You have to be acquainted with both to tell them about it. But I cannot decide the syllable which is stressed in the word myself. There is no rule for that, okay? Because we just listen to the word and know how it is pronounced. For example, the word chocolate. Chocolate, we have three syllables. The first one is stressed. If I say chocolate, this is the right one according to the dictionary. If you say chocolate, so you stress the second syllable, which is incorrect. If you stress the third syllable, it would be chocolate. Chocolate, which is incorrect again. So the right or the correct stress is on the first syllable, and you have the symbol, which is like the one number before the syllable in the dictionary, and you listen to it, and you tell your students about it and get them to model or to repeat it after you. This is for words. For the sentence stress, you have the word, you have the rule, and you have the exceptions. If whatever you need, you feel important to tell the listener, you stress. Okay, but what really confuses us is what is the difference between the content words and the grammar words. You can go surf the internet for what are the content words, examples of that, and what are the grammar words, just that, to know that the content words are the ones to be stressed and the grammar words are the ones to be unstressed. But even that, after you know that, you will know also that there is the exception, which is I can stress the grammar words when I am having a message to convey, when I'm having another purpose of mine. Okay, thank you. And let's check the reflection. Amazing and fruitful session with an experienced, beautiful. I can't consider this comment, Miss Asma, because you are a close friend. So يعني القرد فعل أمه غزال يعني. أنا القرد وأنتِ أمه. I'm sorry to say that. It's just a joke. I'm joking. Amazing and fruitful session with an experienced, beautiful teacher educator. I'm learning from you. I'm just a learner of a language. I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best too. And we are gonna meet in Cairo, inshallah, with the British Council training, inshallah, hopefully. Thank you so much. This is Miss Hiba. Thank you so much. The session was wonderful. I got new to adjectives and the difference between them. I think these are the synchronous and asynchronous, right, ones. Correcting some structures related to adjectives. Actually, I get more and more from you. But it didn't end like that, by the way. Thank you for the wonderful comment here. But you have to listen as many times as you can to the audios and watch the videos. The stress video is longer. I just showed you the half of it. So I'll share the material on the WhatsApp group and I will share some tasks for you till we meet again, inshallah, next time. All right. So let me say thank you so much. I hope you got the best out of it. We will meet again, inshallah, next time. I'll tell you about it beforehand. Thank you and have a nice night. You can go.
But before we go, I ask you for a suggestion for a good dictionary to use. Because a lot of dictionaries that I downloaded, I found a lot of adverts and I can't search it quickly for a word, for example. So what's your suggestion?
I'm downloading. Okay, I'll share it on the WhatsApp group, but let me tell you a little bit about it. I'm having this on the قاموس الناطق in English. It's in the American or British accent اللي هو البني ده. I'll share it on the WhatsApp group, the icon of it. You will download it freely on the Google Drive. So not the Google Drive, it's the Google Play. Yeah. But generally, what is really accredited for me and reliable one is the Cambridge Advanced Dictionary. The Cambridge Advanced Dictionary, where you find the word and the pronunciation, the American one, and the register of the word, whether it's formal or informal, and the synonyms and whatever information you need about the word, you'll find it with the pronunciation. So I'll share the. Okay, just a second. Let me share it here on my Explorer. Yeah, let me show you. I'm sharing the screen, so let me undertake a kind of, this is my Facebook. Let me share that. Okay, just a second, guys, before we go. So for example, the word chocolate. I don't know why I remember this word and say it a lot. Maybe I need some chocolate. Chocolate.
Gives us
Let me
the sense.
yeah. Meaning, let me say meaning. Oh, not meaning. Maybe I find it in the, okay, just a second. Meaning, okay, meaning. I'll show you the dictionary. It's online dictionary, and there is an application, but I'm not downloading it right now. Cambridge Advanced Dictionary. Yeah, this one. See, you'll see it. It's loading just a second. So here we have, this one is really reliable, accredited. So we have here the word chocolate, and we have a picture, and just mute yourselves, please. Yeah, okay. So this is the website. I will share it on. It's the Cambridge Advanced Dictionary. Copy, and here we have the word. We will listen to the British pronunciation. if there is connection.
chocolate,
Yeah.
chocolate,
And the American one.
chocolate, chocolate,
And we have the definition: a sweet, usually brown food made from cocoa seeds that is usually sold in a block or is often used as a flavor for desserts, drinks, etc. And we have expressions: a bar of chocolate, milk, dark, white chocolate, and he tells you that it's uncountable and it's A1 level. This word belongs to the A1 level, okay? This wonderful dictionary, I use it a lot, and other related expressions entries to the word, the main word. So now we can say thank you. Have a nice night. Hope you get the best out of it. Till we meet again, inshallah, next time. Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me stop the recording.